Okay. Hello, I'm Stephanie Rodolfi. This summer I interned at the IT accounting department at 19th Street. I was a little nervous when I first heard that I was going to be with IT accounting because I didn't know anything about IT, but the closer it got to my internship, the more excited I was to have new experiences. So here's the agenda for today. First I'm going to go a little bit about me, then I'm going to go into an overview of IT accounting. After that I'll talk about my summer projects, and then I'll follow up with a conclusion. A little bit about me. My name is Stephanie Rodolfi. I'm a senior at Northern Illinois University. I graduate in May of 2013 and I'll have a major in accountancy with a minor in family, consumer, and nutritional sciences. A lot of people say that's kind of an odd combination, but I really liked those classes in my minor and I thought it would be useful for me to know about nutrition and childhood development. I'm from Polo, Illinois. It's about an hour and 20 minutes from Moline. It's a really small town. It's got about 2,000 people, no stoplights, and I absolutely love it there. Some of my hobbies that I like to do in my spare time: spend time with family and friends, fish for crappies. I like to quilt and sew, and I also like to watch demo derbies. So here's an overview of IT accounting. IT accounting has people sitting at both headquarters and 19th Street. IT accounting supports global IT, which is kind of a lot considering that in total there are about over 2,600 IT employees. IT accounting performs a variety of services, anything from writing POs to financial analysis and tracking total cost of IT. This summer, one of my projects was to assist in a software transfer. Currently, all of Unit 90's software is owned by each individual department. Right now, they're trying to change that so that IT owns all of the software. The first thing that I had to do was create a master file that had all of the information about all the software assets. I did this by organizing them into tabs by department and owner. The second step was to contact the owner and set up a meeting, either by phone or email, and have them send me a screenshot of the software in use to verify that it was still being used. And the final step is to actually make the transfer. Another project I worked on this summer was an IDS project. IDS stands for Internally Developed Software. What I did was I added the IDS project information into a system called Asset Manager. The information that I added were things like serial number, FAS number, which is a fixed asset system number, barcodes and prices and the status of the asset. On the left is a picture of the IDS software that I was adding into Asset Manager. Asset Manager is a program used by IT that houses all the information for all of IT's assets. Asset Manager supports all of IT's fixed assets and keeps more detail than other systems. An Asset Manager user can search for an asset in a variety of different ways. All of those are listed on the right-hand side of the screen. Asset Manager is a great tool as long as it's updated on a regular basis to keep the information relevant and reliable. The project that I probably spent the most time on this summer was an Authority for Disposal Reconciliation, or AFD reconciliation. When an asset is no longer being used and needs to be disposed of, an Authority for Disposal, or AFD, is requested. Since some assets have been disposed of but have been AFD'd but aren't disposed of, my job was to try and figure out what's going on with those assets. The first step of the process was to compare the original AFD list to the Asset Manager program. I did this by searching for the AFD on Asset Manager and exporting the list to Excel. I then compared the actual list of AFDs to the Asset Manager list by using a VLOOKUP in Excel. Sometimes the list matched and sometimes they didn't. Most of the time they didn't. The screenshot shows all of the AFDs that did not match in yellow and the ones that did match in blue. So as you can see, there's a big difference there. In all, I had to straighten up 59 out of 80 AFDs. After unearthing the differences, I tried to correct them. I used the original AFD as the correct file and then changed Asset Manager based on those differences. After reconciling the differences that could be fixed, I then compared the items on the AFD to a settlement report. A settlement report is a report that's sent out with all of the assets that have been disposed of properly and aren't on Deere property anymore. If an item was on a settlement report, it was then retired in the fixed asset system called FAS. Another project I worked on this summer was lease worker accruals. I would often help my coworker Amanda Brown perform the accrual. John Deere Unit 90 IT has over 800 contingent employees that they must pay each month. The invoices come through and need to be added to an Excel spreadsheet. First, I added the invoice to the lease worker accrual file for the correct employee, supplier, and date. Then I helped seek the appropriate approval from managers, whether it be an email from the manager or a time reporting system. Finally, when it was approved, I marked the invoice to be paid. The screenshot shows the July lease worker accrual file for the supplier Yash. Each work week in July has a column where the expected amount and accrual amount go into. When the invoice is paid, the paid amount gets filled in. The last project that I worked on this summer was EBITS updates. EBITS stands for Electronic Blanket Information System. EBITS is a site that we use to manage $110 million in capital spend. An EBITS user can look up the different blanket hardware and software line items and see a description of each of the projects and how much money is in for each project. During the summer, I helped to update the EBITS site and move money around to the different departments who needed what. On the left is the EBITS homepage, and on the right is an example of the AFE, or Authority for Expenditure, blanket hardware line items. Overall, my summer projects really benefited the company. Since my projects dealt with fixed assets, it had an effect on the company's balance sheet. My project also helped the IT accounting group to be more organized with their file keeping system. Because I updated Asset Manager, it made the information more relevant and reliable. The same happened when I reconciled the AFDs. I learned a lot this summer with John Deere. One of my favorite things to learn about was the culture that John Deere has to offer. This summer was the 175th anniversary, and I thought it was really fun to be here during that whole celebration. Also, integrity, quality, commitment, and innovation are the core values that John Deere stands for, and you can see that they're upheld every day. I also work with a lot of different people to complete my projects, so it was really good for me to get the group work experience in that I needed. My communication skills have also improved tenfold from when I started. I'm now really comfortable writing out any kind of email or talking to any leadership, so I did that a lot this summer. Before I started my internship, I thought I knew Excel really well, but I was wrong. The first week that I was here, I used Excel more than I have ever in my entire life. And over the summer, I learned a variety of different formulas and calculations to make the work quicker and easier. I know I have a lot to learn when it comes to Excel, but I'm getting better. I also got better at managing my time and my problem-solving skills. I had a lot of really fun experiences when I was at John Deere. On the left are pictures of me at the John Deere dealer and historic site visit. It was really fun. We went to Holland & Sons in Dixon, Illinois, and learned about the different problems that John Deere dealers face and how they accommodate customer repairs. Then we went to the John Deere historic site in Grandy Tour, Illinois, where I learned how John Deere first started the company and got a tour of his house. My favorite part was watching the blacksmith. In the bottom middle is the internship conference. It was really fun to learn about John Deere from irrigation all the way to financial. And then on the right is the networking intern power hour. It was really fun. I got to talk to leadership and find out how they succeeded at John Deere. For my future, I have one more year of school left, and then I'll graduate with a bachelor's degree in accounting. I would like to start working full-time and then get a master's degree in accounting and sit for the CPA. John Deere has helped me learn what it would be like to work for a company with so many facets. I have had invaluable experiences here and would love to bring my knowledge of the company back for many years to come. Lastly, I would like to say thank you to everyone that I worked with and the group that I sat with. All of the people were fantastic. My manager, Jill Rubel, was really helpful, and my mentor, Krista Bowers, answered all my questions. Everyone that I sat with and the group that I worked with were wonderful, and my internship experience was made awesome because of them. Finally, I would like to thank John Deere for giving me the experience to work with such a fantastic company. It was great to gain all the new friends, and I would love to come back. Thanks.